Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. Let's get to it, shall we? I believe we are awoken today. Are we awoken today? Yeah, we're awoken today. Let's hit it, shall we? Last episode, I think, was the one that... Did we end surprising end? No. That was the episode before, where we had the Rector and the Demon Fiend. Last episode was... Oh yeah, it was an imp run. Ugh. Thank God we don't have to do imps today. Anything I need to tell you at the start of this episode? Not really. I don't think so. The Friends and Foes update, they posted an update on the Steam page today, just saying that they're hard at work. It'll be here eventually. We don't have a confirmed date yet, but when we do, I'll be returning to Monster Train most likely. On stream, that is. Obviously, I'm still playing it. Here, you can... you get the idea. Let's get to it, shall we? We got Diligent, we got Awoken, Stygian, Wildwood Sap, Offering Token, Invigorating Solution. This is a killer start. This is a really, really good start. Wildwood Staff has a starter card. Ooh, buddy. That's what I like to see. And then Offering Token is nothing. Like, this card is fine. Basically, we have a really strong starting hand. Or starting deck here. Because it has a lot of versatility. Now, Wing Clippings with Wildwood Sap, I'm in. I am in. Definitely. Makes Diligent a little easier as well. And no choices here, we take Spikes. I'm happy to take Spikes here, I think. Rejuvenate Sentient is a win condition, but it's kind of awkward, and we already have a pretty solid win condition built in here. If we give them +4... The Disciples, I think that this is wrong to give them +4, because it's going to cost us a lot of fire damage overall. It's really hard for us to kill 45 health enemies in this first combat. After this combat, we hopefully find Animus of Will, and then we don't have problems. However, as it sits, we have some problems. We're going to need to use the full extent of the strongest card in the video game, Frozen Lance, in order to help us. Frozen Lance, please save me. Please save me, Frozen Lance. You're my only hope. Frozen Lance, you big bitch. It's okay, we're probably going to take 4 on this combat. That's going to be my guess. I think we're taking 4. So the pickups we're of course looking for here. Unsurprisingly, I'm looking for Razor Sharp Edge. If we get Razor Sharp Edge, we are of course looking pretty solid. We're looking for Animus of Will, we're looking for Thorned Hollow or Awoken Hollow. That's your quick rundown of what we're after here. What are you at? 35? You're gonna hit me for 4, so we're gonna take 6. We may as well just triple restore. I could have set up bottom floor and saved this damage, I suppose. I wonder if that would have been better. Bottom floor setup would have been better. There was actually no reason for me to set up this way. Interestingly enough. We took 4 extra damage for no reason. Yeah, right on. Shouldn't be the end of the world, just interesting to take a note on. Now, will I pick Steel Enhancer here over Wildwood Sap? This is a very good question. It's close, right? I think it is close. I think the Steel Enhancer might be better, just because we want something to be buffing our units off of. We already have 2 Wildwood Saps. I'm gonna grab Steel Enhancer here. I think that buffing our units is going to be our long term, and we'll pick a Flash Freeze since we have no backline targeted damage. Flash Freeze is also very good in a run where we're just going to starve enemies out. Ah, this is one with only 3 banners instead of 4. Maybe this is more common than I thought it was. Okay, so from Stygian, since we're probably not getting Animus of Will, I think that Siren is maybe our best pickup here. One of the Sirens. Like, I don't need Hot Shark here because I have the Sentient already. He's obsolete. Siren of the Sea is okay. I think that she's just fine. And I'm not going to put anything on her, of course, because she just wants multi-strike. Invasion Mark is 15. We guarantee ourselves to take 1 damage if I take this. And I think that it's okay. I want the money. I do, as I'm sure you're all aware at this point, it is something I've talked about many times. I do like money. Okay, Space Lost top 4 doesn't matter. Siren should be able to incant relatively strongly here. Interesting take. I can Frozen Lance one of these guys away to save us 1 health. What I have to answer is it okay to do that? 5, 10, 15. It's a difference of 2 damage on our sentient, right? So if I Frozen Lance one of these, we're taking 10. And if I Frozen Lance one of these, then next turn we're taking 3, 6, 9. It's 18, it's 19. And we're taking 15 this turn. I think either way you cut it, my sentient does die. This might be awkward. I think that however you slice it, our sentient's going to be killed, so we're just going to, you know, deal with that, more or less. I don't know which boss it is, which probably means that it's the last night. Can I save you here? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Just barely. Right? We can get you to 17. Yeah. So here's the real question now. Can I ultra greed here? Can I greed to the max and grab this collector? That's a good one. That's a good question. The answer is, you know, maybe. Just at 2 health, I would need to kill all 3 of these or draw into like 2 restores and a Frozen Lance. It's really dependent on our draw. I don't think it's worth it for this 50 gold to roll the dice, basically. I already rolled the dice and saved us the 1 pyre health, and I rolled the dice and saved us the... We're okay. I rolled the dice and saved us the 1 pyre health, and I rolled the dice on the trial. We're going to stop rolling our dice at this point. We're just going to let it chill. You can start to see the plan forming together here, right? You can start to understand where we're going with this one. We're going to... Hopefully, like, ideally we pick up something like Edge Prior, and we utilize Edge Prior to just play a ton of regen onto our sentient. While doing that, we're going to apply a lot of incant triggers to Siren of the Sea, who is going to punch out a lot of damage. It's not a great plan in the long term. Like, killing 190 is hard with this combo. However, we can get there, I think. We're great against bosses, and we're going to struggle against heavies and backline. We're going to get there by putting a Multistrike and some more buff cards into this one, or by just finding Animus of Will. One of the two. Ah, Razor Sharp Edge. Excellent news. Will I pick a 3rd Offering Token? I think the Offering Token is a card that you typically have no reason to take and no reason not to take. So I err on the side of not picking it. However, we do have a reason in this run, which is Siren of the Sea. I think that if you have one reason in your deck to play Offering Token, it's fine to take it. But if you have no reasons, like no offering cards, no incant units, there is no reason to take it. Left path is solid here. And we should look at our bosses as well. So we have Plating Seal Daedalus, and we have Ragefell. Good news. Ragefell's not bad here. We don't have a fragile backliner to save. I'm thinking, right? The left path feels like the way to go. I think it is the way to go here. We have some really good hits in an Awoken banner. And I can just move away from Siren of the Sea. Shattered Shell is one of those potentially really good hits, right? He can get there, however, it's kind of awkward. Also, no, he anti-synergizes with spikes, so I think this is bad. Yeah. If we had Rejuve, I'd probably pick up Shattered Shell here. Rejuve Sentient, that is. The one that is explosive, the one that does the damage when it gets healed. As a result of this, though, I think we will be skipping. And I think that's okay. I think we can win off of what we have here. So a rough outline for the deck is pretty straightforward. From here on, it's going to be Purge Trained Stewards, Purge Frozen Lances, and duplicate Wildwood Saps whenever possible. Rare draft pick. So my initial take here, right? Which is just to always pick Stygian. However, we do not get to because we have Stygian. As a result, who do you pick? I think you never pick Melting. Let's bring up the logbook for this one real quick. And we go to rare cards from Melting. So let's talk about the Melting rares first of all. I'm going to operate under the assumption that I have asserted in the past, which is that you cannot get rare units from this draft. It's just a rare card draft of the clan. So with that in mind, this card, awful. This card, awful. This card, it's okay. Awful, passable, awful, and like fine on Sacrificial Resurrection, right? So Sacrificial Resurrection or Bounty Stalker, which gives you a 2 out of like 6. Is that right? 2 out of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. 2 out of 8. I don't like that, right? Because these cards aren't insane. These aren't game winners. They're just like, if you get the right circumstances, Bounty Stalker is pretty good, and usually is going to be underwhelming, and Sacrificial Resurrection thinning the deck, we can do that ourselves. Umbra now. Same assumption. Forever Consumed, fine, right? Pretty good. Kindle, sure, why not? Shroud Spike, worthless. Wretch, worthless. Shroud Mitosis, worthless. Furnace Tap is okay. Umbra Stone, pretty worthless on this one. Blazing Bolts is okay, and then we can't get Shadow Siege. So, like, again, 2 out of, or I guess, like, 3 in this clan. However, these are higher upsides. I think that each of these cards answers a pretty solid problem, right? So it might be right to go Umbra and just hope to roll Blazing Bolts, Forever Consumed, or Furnace Tap, which is 3 out of, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 out of 8, not bad. And then finally Hellhorn, which is just... Hellhorn, I think, is the most common take here, in my opinion, because it's like, Spike is fine, you don't hate it, you don't love it, Dark Deal's okay, Alloy is fine, Impalade is worthless, Transcend Imp is worthless, Last Stand and Reinforce are worthless, One Horns is okay. It's like, these aren't super impactful, super game-winning. I'm going to go for Umbra, because I think Umbra has a 3 of 8 to give us something pretty good. It's not, obviously it's not exactly 3 of 8, because we also draw 3 cards here, but... There's my walkthrough. I had someone ask me on stream to give a more detailed walkthrough of how I go through that, so that's how I would evaluate that. And you can evaluate it yourself. However, if you don't want to do all of that thinking, your general rule of thumb is just pick Stygian, because their rares are generally the best. Of these two, right? So you get Blazing Bolts, you get Forever Consumed. Which one do I like more? I think I might like Forever Consumed more. Blazing Bolts is better if we set up top floor, basically. Or, no, Blazing Bolts is better if we set up on a lower floor, which we're actually going to want to do against Diligent. And then we can just focus this as like 120 damage into a heavy that walks by. Forever Consumed is just... So Forever Consumed to equal this, so we have to play it at 4 energy, which we're not going to do. However, I think it's more immediately useful as a 60 damage nuke, which is pretty common. Playing this at 2 or 1 for 30 to 60 damage is pretty solid. Blazing Bolts versus Forever Consumed. I actually don't know. I really have no idea. I lean a little bit towards Blazing Bolts. I think it's better with upgrades as well, whereas Forever Consumed has worse upsides. This card can get to a 2 energy 160. I think that has to be the way. It's an interesting one though, right? You can talk that one out for a very long time and talk out all of your options there. Typically I just go pick Stygian. But there's your in-depth look at that event for you. If you've ever wondered how I decide to go through that event, there's a more in-depth look. I don't know all of the rares off the top of my head because I don't have to memorize them. I have the logbook. However, there you have it. We're okay to set up bottom 4 here. I don't think there's a great reason not to. Preserved, let's go. And I don't need to save the health, we can just work on this enemy. Work on the heavy. I think we'll work her down. Plating Seal Daedalus does present a reasonable amount of a threat here. However, off by 1 there. But you die next turn, it's fine. With enough regen applied, we win this fight automatically. The enough regen for Daedalus here is probably going to be somewhere in the range of like... what is it? Probably around 15 is going to be my guess for Daedalus. Which we can hit pretty reasonably. I'm gonna play Blazing Bolts here, even though it kind of is sad. It's still fine. Playing Blazing Bolts there is mostly important because it's like 2 meta progressions there. We take no damage for that, like we stop damage that we would have taken otherwise, and we get Blazing Bolts incremented. 7. I have to incant you like 9 times, which is really probably not going to be happening here. Just have to make sure I don't accidentally get my sentient one shot, right? That's all. And I think I will not. 11. Yeah, I won't. And as a result, incanting my own unit is good there. Now we are going to get hit by these 2 goons on the top floor here, but that's okay, it's only 6 damage. And these middle 4 goons, I need to make sure that I don't die now. That's going to have to be our next play. Make sure I don't die. Oh hey, I'm dead. That's awkward. Alright. Well, 15 and you're taking... I need this offering token to hit me an answer here, please. Does Steel Enhancer do it? 7. You're taking 17? Yeah, oh, it saves us. Thanks, Steel Enhancer. Very cool. Just barely. It saves us. Whew. Whew. That's a bit of brow sweat right there. It's a little scary. That guy's gonna hurt me for a lot. Oh man, that guy's hitting for 14. That is tough. No wait, no, he's not hitting for 14 because we're either gonna live or die here anyway. Either we survive Daedalus or die right now. What's it gonna be? Just, once again, I say, just barely. But you know, skating by Daedalus like this, I'm not so upset. And I was right, we had right around 10 to 15 regen was enough. A little closer to 15, but either way. Alright. I think the best pickup here is Shard Channeler. Shard Channeler helps you with heavies pretty well. He doubles the Sentience damage output, which is quite good. He's no Edge Prior, but that's okay. And then these are no pick. And I think this is probably going to be a draw. It's either draw energy or draw space. The space is going to be for Edge Prior in theory. Although, I wonder if it's better just to go draw energy and then skip Edge Prior. Might be. Either way, I think we're taking draw first here. I can feel it. I can feel my skill at this game kind of dwindling because I've been taking time off from it. And that's okay, right? We get to spend some time relearning the game when I return to streaming it, which is exciting. Endless, dude, we could have Endless Hot Shark. I wonder if Endless Hot Shark was a better pickup here, just so that it's damage saved on the Sentient, we don't have those scary moments. The answer to that question is no, and the reason is because this is Diligent. He doesn't actually kill Diligent's backline. And I don't want any of this. Well, Incant Armor 1 isn't the worst here for like Shard Channeler. Helps keep him alive. It's 25 gold. I just need him to be survivable, but also I would prefer him to just have, I guess, like 10 damage, 25 health, something like that. And we're looking for Multistrike here, of course. It's okay. I think we'll just do this. Make sure Shard Channeler survives. It is fine. That's right, I had a banner here. There was a chance that I missed Hot Shark. I should have opened that banner first. I just forgot. Train Steward's a little worse than... Train Steward, I guess, we'll remove 2 and then I'll purge all the Frozen Lances. We go all the way on spikes here, definitely. Okay, how do I feel about this run's long-term chances? Uncertain right now. This one is not set in stone that we will win or lose. That's all I'll say. I can take this Mark of Invasion though. This one is definitely not set in stone as a victory yet. It is. I can see it going either way on us here. 2, 4, 6. So it's 2, 6, 12. We have 60 health, and then this is 2, 6, 12, 20. So between these 2 4s, if I play my Sentient top 4, we're taking a pretty high amount of damage. However, I think it's fine. It's 20 and it's 12. It's 32. I think 32 is okay. I think we can handle it. And until we get a... Yeah, but until we get a multi-strike on the Siren, I'm going to be steel enhancing frontline here. Blazing Bolts is, of course, a little awkward of a draw here. I'm gonna wait on Blazing Bolts here. I think that getting ourselves this upfront strong start is better. I know I could Blazing Bolts to try and hit the Collector here, but again, we took this trial. So because we took the trial, I'm going to play a little bit safer overall. And we'll just get Blazing Bolts the next time around. And that is okay with me. Yeah, energy cost reductions are what we want to find here. This Clip Reflector is going to hurt me, of course. I think it's going to be right to Flash Freeze this goon. This is worth it, always. Wildwood Sap here has to be played. You're gonna hurt me. I'm not gonna do too much of the deep math here because ultimately it's not that big of a deal. Just gonna play an offering token. Right. Fine. I'm okay with this. Yeah, you're gonna hit me twice. I think you were always hitting me twice. Might have taken an extra 5 there for playing those spells, but I would still play those spells to stop the potential damage from these enemies. I mean, we're still going to be hit a lot, right? You can see the big problem. I mentioned it already. Our big problem is going to be heavies, double heavies in particular. It's why we picked up Blazing Bolts. It's why we're hopefully going to pick up a multi-strike somewhere along the line here. We're going to take a lot. It's the way of it. It is, in fact, how it is. Now, is it better for me to Flash Freeze the Shaman or Flash Freeze the Guardian? The Shaman will heal 10, the Flash Freeze will deal 11 to him. So it's better to go this way for sure. We would actually have taken nothing on this combat if I had the multi-strike, so this is... The line is not terrible, is what I should say. As long as this hits the front once, it's worth it to Blazing Bolts here. What are the odds? It's a 1 in 3 that it hits... So for it to miss, I'd have to hit a 2 and 3 and then a 1 and 2 to miss. 2 and 3 and a 1 and 2, so it's basically a 1 and 3, right? Half of 2/3 is probably 1/3. Because this hits twice randomly? Yeah. I'm gonna do it down here. We're not gonna find out. I'm just gonna not take the damage. There's no reason to risk it, basically. There is no reason for me to take that risk whatsoever. Why should I? Yeah, in this deck, because we have so much draw, it is better to remove the Train Stewards because I never have time to play them, is what I'm noticing here. Blazing Bolts comes in. Alright. You can see our boss fighting is really strong. Our big problem is that we can't kill heavies. I'm going to need the game to give me my answer sometime soon. Ensnare is something. Oh, Siren Song also is something pretty good here. Both of those pickups help. We're gonna end up with a pretty big deck here because we have to take a higher density of heavy killers on this run. I like the removals, but I also feel like I want the Pyre health and I just want a third try at multi-strike. Yeah, this is better too because there's no Steel Shot coming up after this. If I miss multi-strike here, it's just doomed. The run's just doomed if I miss a multi-strike. I'm gonna give you a +10, and you're gonna take a +10 in the multi-strike most likely. Yeah, it's pretty doomed. It looks really bad now. Like I was feeling pretty solid, but at this point I'm gonna tell you, it looks really bad. This is rough, right? Because now, if we don't hit it here, we're probably dead. I mean, we might just die to Fel, honestly. It depends on what these combats are, right? If there's a big bad double heavy combat here, this one is not bad. This one's actually reasonable, but I cannot pick armor 15. Now it is Sycophant Self-Made Harpy in a deck where I cannot kill... Oh fuck, wait, we're doomed. Wait a minute. I'm about to get crushed. Oh lord. It's Sycophant Self-Made Harpy. And I have no way to stop myself from killing the Self-Made Harpy's Sycophant. Oh god. Feels really wrong to ensnare anything here. We're just gonna be amping up this floor's damage even more. And since I have been neglecting the magic shops to try and hit this multi-strike, my deck is significantly weaker. Overall, this is a run where I've gone to 3 steel shops looking for something in particular, and I've missed it every time. And it's probably the death of us here. And that is how it is occasionally. Occasionally, it is unfortunately that way. There is not much to be done. 86. I would really prefer to not take this 14 here. Can't quite get there, can I? It's pretty close. But we are just going to get domed for 14, it looks like. Yeah, off by 4. That's a shame. Vapor Funnel would do a lot of help here as well. Alas. If we can kill one, we want to kill one of these sycophants so that these Clip Defenders hit. If we can do that, then we look pretty good here. Oh, I can also just split a Clip Defender. Our best case is to somehow, it's possible, but our best case here is to draw into Rooted and root that sycophant. If we can root this guy before he gets to us, it's maybe survivable here. But it's gonna be rough. 23 regen does nothing to a boss that hits me for 35 per round, now does it? Okay, we're just gonna need to hit it here. It's not that big of a deal, we just need to hit it. That's all. Just gonna need to hit it. Yep, that's not good. There's nothing I can do. Right? There's nothing I can do? I don't think I can do anything about this. I can be sad about it, I guess. It's just gonna, it's like fighting Seraph here. Ah, we're alive, never mind. What am I complaining about? Honestly, what am I complaining about? I guess the 97-68 on the backline just outpaces him. What a terrifying enemy. Absolutely horrifying. I don't think I can afford to take Awake here. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip it. It's really brutal. This run is really rough. It's so close to being good, and on the way there, it's just probably gonna be death. I'm gonna grab the Unnamed Tome. I know, with wing clippings, but still. Okay, so we get to go to a magic shop finally. If you think I wouldn't go to a steel shop in this ring, by the way, you're very wrong. I would slam it in a heartbeat. However, if we find Multistrike, I feel like the run is set. However, I have not done so yet. Too bad I can't hold over fucking Wildwood Sap. Unfortunate. Maybe hold over Siren Song? Hold over -1 Siren Song might not be a bad play. So here's the downside of it. So the downside of it is I don't want to set up top 4. I want to make sure I get my damage in, but the upside is I should stop getting hit, at least for the short term. I'm going to try this. It's not a great long-term plan, but it should get us through Fel at the very least. I'll go ahead and do +10, -1 Blazing Bolts. Also, if we had a Multistrike, we would just win the game because I would -1 hold over Razor Sharp Edge and we would just go out of control. However, it is not the way of it, so I shall not continue. Let's see what's in the caverns. I talked about this with Cranberry on co-op, and I think that this is the correct ordering here. Heaven's Gold? Unfortunate. Do I still pick this, you think? Stealthy is way too late. Like, this is not useful. I think you still pick Heaven's Gold, even though it's not going to be a huge boost. Maybe just take Gift of Gratitude. Yeah, I'm going to take Gift of Gratitude here. The reason I'm picking this is because I need to take a big cash in here. I need to cash this in for was it 120, so that I can hopefully afford to roll and find something at the steel shop because I spent all of my money. I think it's correct. Alright, so we're going to aim for a middle floor setup now. Middle floor setup is optimal so that we can chip the enemies and then siren song them into the pyre. Okay, solid. I think I don't care about this restore. I don't think I care. Well, yeah. Okay, wait, we need to make a choice, right? I shouldn't discard this restore if I'm not playing Blazing Bolts. Do I think Razor Sharp Edge is better than Blazing Bolts here? This is most likely going to... In most scenarios, this kills the Alabaster Guardian and then hits Fel. It's 80 damage to Fel. This kills the Alabaster Guardian just... Okay, I'm gonna do this way. I think this is the better line. Steel Enhance here. I think this is the correct play. The +3 max HP might even make a big difference, I don't know. We'll see, I suppose. Drop a Shard Channeler. This is not a great draw so far, I gotta say. Do I want to split the Clip Reflector? 27 damage. I think I do need to root something here, because if I don't and she rages this floor, I think we die. I think this way it's less likely I die if she rages the middle floor. Now, unfortunately, she raged the bottom floor, so I have been punished. However, it's okay, because it's better than... I think it's better to play it this way. And every turn she goes up there, she just gets dazed. Silence this guy. Okay, we get our 10 Wildwood Sap stack in there. We start to stabilize from here, however, I'm still in one-shot territory. If this floor gets raged again, I might lose the game. Kinda scary, right? Kinda scary. I guess we'll see. I might just lose the game right now, actually. Is it? It is. Well, unfortunately we're not going to get to play Gift of Gratitude here. Thank you, Blazing Bolts. Very cool. Going to prefer my sentient not die here. Thank you, Blazing Bolts. You're a pal. We'll get to you, Gift of Gratitude. We'll get to you. I do want to play that, however, I also want to survive the combat, so, you know, you kind of pick your battles here. I think we have now stabilized, by the way. I think we have reached the point where we're not going to die, which is good, I would say. We have Ensnare, we have Invigorating Solution. That card getting preserved is kind of sweet. The Frozen Lands getting preserved, I'm not so sure about. It's fine, right? I would still put that 20 and Consume on there. I definitely wasn't thinking about the fact that it could occasionally get preserved. However, I don't think it changes the strength of it. I think it is still A-okay. Steve A-okay. Steve Aoki, I think he's an EDM artist, however I don't actually know. Just kind of, you know, just kind of ran with it there. Yeah. Holdover is, it's going to save us, you can keep track, right? So far it saved us 1 raged hit, so it saved us 7, and then it saved us 6. Oh yeah, this is definitely saving our run right now. 100% this play saved the run. Otherwise we would have just died right there. Maybe not right there, but relatively soon. I'm just gonna go Sap. And the preserve on the Wildwood Saps is pretty sweet. Getting to play those multiple times is really nice. Turns out that Wing Clippings plus Wildwood Sap is pretty good. And now I can stop playing Siren Song. You're up to 40 regen. So this is a floor that I'm pretty sure will kill Seraph. Getting to Seraph is now the hard part. Yeah. Hey, we even get to cash in our Gift of Gratitude for 120. Honestly, more or less as good as this combat could have gone. Pretty much went as well as we could imagine. I think this is enough to kill Seraph. We do, if we go in with 40 regen like we did there, we get 1600 damage before Seraph starts hurting us. In theory, we should hit something to make that fine. Channel Song isn't the worst here. I won't play it on Siren of the Sea, I'll play it on Shard Channeler. It is kind of important to draw into him, but I don't like that much. Skip it. Now here's the big question, energy or space. We didn't get edge power, so it's an easy energy. Solid. Reasonable, I would say. This run is reasonable. It's not great, it's okay. It's about to become great, or I'm about to pull my hair out. Just the sound of my soul leaving my body. 1, 2, 3, 4 merchants of steel. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chances to hit a 1 in 4, and I've missed it. 7 tries. Almost at 2 times the drop rate. It's just variance. Okay, as long as we don't... If we can win these next 2 and 3s, right? As long as we don't lose space middle floor, I think we're fine. Oh, we actually want to go bottom floor now. Is Spell Shield okay here? Yeah, it is, because we're mostly killing these guys off of Siren Song and Spikes anyway. It's just a matter of drawing Siren Song in 3 turns, which is fairly likely. We see 17 of 23 cards, right? Or 16 of 23 cards. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Should be fine, anyway. Don't want to lose space bottom floor here, please. Thank you. Top floor is the ideal floor to lose space on. Kind of an awkward start here. We have a lot of garbage. We want to minimize bad turns like that where we can. However, I don't really have great control over it. I can root this guy and maybe catch him. Maybe catch him? I don't know. I might just send... It's the boss that I want to use this tome on. Like, the whole reason I picked this tome is for this boss. So I should not just waste it. I'm going to buy myself one more turn with a root here. Stacking these heavies up doesn't matter because I'm just using the Siren Song. And I think I'm guaranteed here. I don't care about missing that gold. We have 400 coming in. It's a shame. I do like money, but at the end of the day... You gotta make sacrifices. I'm just gonna stack regen. It's only 13 damage per round that we take, and yeah, I think we're a-okay here. I think we're fine. Because we just Siren Song these guys up. I'm gonna be hit for 30 from the first Gilded Wing. Or by 10. I'm off by 30. Which is fine. It is fine. Hit for 10 on this combat. It's fine, because this is a combat that really crushes you if you're bad at double heavies, and we are really bad at double heavies. So having this combat look even close to reasonable is hopefully going to inspire some confidence from me. It's going to inspire a little confidence from me anyway. Thank you, Siren Song. Thank you, Shard Channeler. Very cool. And I was correct, I was allowed to pick Blazing Bolts here. I may as well play this to incant. Or not Blazing Bolts, I was correct in saying I could take the trial here. We are, you know, the one bad thing about this run right now is we are just kind of relying on winning a few 50-50s, right? Fun fact, if I ensnare this guy and then I Siren Song him, he won't go up. In case you ever need to know that, for whatever reason. You want to keep an enemy on this floor for some reason, you want to split that, you can. And you can do that with other Ascend effects as well. I think the main one is you can probably do it with Cave In. There's not a whole lot of Ascend or Descend an entire floor sort of mechanics though, I find. Solid. 400 gold for 10 damage is extremely worth. Basically, even though it didn't change that fight, we still would have won that fine. But that combat is why I like to pick that tome, just because it invalidates that boss. You see it. I see it. But you have to stop. You have to think. This is not a snap pick. Because I'm pretty sure I'm stubborn, and I think I'm gonna go to the Merchant of Steel here. Oh, I am very stubborn. But, you know, realistically speaking, just pick Spreading Spores, double upgrade it with whatever they offer us, duplicate it, and win the game, right? I think so. Bramble Ash is not bad, but let's just do this. Let's just take the win. Let's not be stubborn. Now the only thing that can be really awkward here is if we lose space bottom 4, I do want to stop the purifiers from hurting me too much. And no multi-strike. I did want to go here just because I'm stubborn and want the multi-strike, however, it's okay. Gnarled Root is not bad. How bad is Volatile Gauge here? Pretty awful. Sigiled Seaweed is actually not a bad pickup into this Seraph if I'm forced on a second floor. This is not a bad, like, insurance pickup. But first we're gonna go ahead, I'm always planting a -1 on one of these spores. A +10 I don't think I care about. I don't care about a +10. Let's roll it. Let's find double stack. Sure. I think that double stack is better than holdover. I think that that is a good one. And okay. So, we're of course going to duplicate Spreading Spores. And then we're going to think for a second. So Sigiled Seaweed in 2 of 3 scenarios is worthless. This does nothing. In 1 of 3 scenarios, it's pretty nice. I think I'll take Gnarled Root. And I'm just going to buy this because if I roll, I'm only going to be able to afford one of these. I think that that's fine enough for me. And let's hit it, shall we? I think I may as well buy the +10. If I don't spend my money, someone will mention that I should have spent my money on the cost reduction, and you're right. You're right. Do Razor Sharp Edge. Fine. Alright, let's hit it. I feel reasonably confident about this run as soon as we hit Siren Song. As long as, also, make sure I don't consume Siren Song. But I shouldn't. So we have a 30 card mess here. Lost space middle 4. We hit Shard Channeler. Excellent news. And I'm going to do our bottom 4 setup. I don't really care that I lost that card that much. So all we're looking for here is Siren Song. Once we hit that, we're done. And we preserve that, which is good. Lost that, which is less good. Inside. Okay, it's just Spreading Spores, Blazing Bolts. I think it's fine to... I think we are actually just A-okay here. I could Flash Freeze this as well. I'd have to lose 4 coin flips for it to be better to Flash Freeze this guy. Yeah, what I thought. Better to take that 120 when I can take it. The Invigorating Solution with the Wing Clippings has also done some decent stuff. It's mostly just been nice to have as a way to get to Siren Song faster, which is all I really care about right now. A Preserved. Good. Yeah, so basically the Wildwood Saps are going to act as a strong, like, starter here to get our regen stack started. We're already at 25 regen. Basically, we've won the run. That's all you need to know. We've basically won this one. Even though I didn't get it, it's okay. I'm not upset. Let us root Seraph. No reason not to. Like, no reason to stack this floor up, basically. It doesn't make a big difference. It just kind of looks cool. I think we are there. Because we're gonna power out of control on regen. Let's make sure I don't consume an important card, which I would not wish to. Spikes 5. So anything... Okay, so this is a common problem in the game, huh? Anything that is double stacked with a relic that increases it by a flat number is displayed wrong. This only gives 5 spikes, but it shows as 6. The other one is, of course, the Rail Hammer, which shows... like if you double stack, it shows +8, but it's actually only a +4 tacked on at the end. It makes sense in terms of how the game works mechanically, but it's still weird. This is the best turn to Unnamed Tome. Also, the increased spikes from Spreading Spores means that we don't take damage from double heavies now, which is pretty cool. All in all, this run was not a big struggle. The big struggle is just remembering that I have to play cards on this floor and not accidentally consume my most important card, which is what Unnamed Tome is also sitting here to act as. It's sitting here to act as a, oops, I somehow missed all my spells, which I don't think I can even do. I think the whole deck is spells right now. But if I somehow miss all my spells, I can still play my holdover card without consuming it, because we have Unnamed Tome. Yeah, there's a lot of fine things to get rid of. And Wing Clippings is kind of showing Diligent Seraph what for here. I think my very first time fighting Diligent Seraph, I actually had Wing Clippings and just crushed him. And I went, wow, Diligent Seraph isn't even that bad. Wing Clippings just ruined him. Yeah. Siren Song saved my life. It showed up and we got that holdover just in time. Like, everything hit just right here. We got it all right on time, and it feels good. I got the Siren Song right on time. We got the Spreading Spores answer right about when we needed it. Honestly, maybe even a little sooner than, or a little, yeah, maybe a little sooner than we needed it. Although we literally got it at the last juncture, so you know, we got there with it, and it's cool. It's a run that definitely, I was shaky on it, right? After missing the multi-strike and just taking no upgrades for 3 straight paths, I was a little unsure. However, the Blazing Bolts ended up not being that useful also, which is interesting. I'm sending these guys up, make sure Seraph knows he never stood a fucking chance. Don't try it, bitch. 57 regen. Yeah, that seems like a good amount. Wing Clippings really did some big lifting in this one though. And that Invigorating Solution letting me get to my important cards, which were Shard Channeler and Siren Song very quickly. Very nice. Very cool. We were able to pretty much always get there in 3 turns, which was sweet. And yeah, hold over -1 Siren Song. If you haven't thought of it, if you haven't tried it, if you're Team Permafrost, try out hold over -1. It's a really solid line. The -1 is really important though, because otherwise you're basically trading away an energy relic, right? You're losing energy every turn, which feels pretty rough. But when it's free, you're basically just trading 1 card draw to kill double heavies as long as you have a way to increment your damage up enough, right? And you need to do what? You need to do something like, what is it? It's 190 and the Pyre does 120. So you need to be able to do 70, which the Sentient with Spikes and a Shard Channeler does 80, which is just enough, right? So as soon as you hit Shard Channeler, you start winning. And if you get into an awkward spot, you also have the Rooted in there to help along. Like, all in all, a pretty cool one. A line, like, this is a run that I think that if I were newer to the game, I probably would have lost. But now that I've played for long enough, I can identify the lines that, despite not getting what I wanted and basically wasting the first half of the game, I was offered still a line to victory. Just, you know, it is the variance in the game. I think that's the greatest example of the variance, right? You go 4 shops, you see 7 upgrades, and you don't see your multi-strike. But ultimately, we were able to pivot out of it, so we didn't need the multi-strike. And that's pretty cool. Solid. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.